Built for builders, from beginners to pros, this is where great backyards begin. Welcome to the Ultimate Deck Podcast, your source for backyard building tips, product breakdowns, and pro advice from the front lines of the industry. Here are your hosts, Shane Chapman and Wade Laurent.
Welcome back, everybody. The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Shane and Wade. What are we talking about today, Wade? More Disney stories. That's what
I think we should talk about Disney. I haven't heard anything about it.
So I'll tell you more but this is one story that's worth sharing with everybody. So you ever have any issues with your bowels when you travel? Like one way or the other. They get super loose or super not loose.
Yeah, I would say no. I'm pretty consistent.
Pretty regular? Really?
Yeah.
So I
wouldn't say regular, but consistent.
When I travel, and my wife's the same way, it's like, I'm super consistent at home. Like I'll go a couple times a day.
Yeah.
But I travel, and it's just like, nope. And I don't know if it's mental or what it is, but it's just like, what I actually suspected is I hate going in public washrooms.
Yeah.
And often when I'm traveling, I'm just like, I'm out in somewhere public all the time. You're not in your hotel room all day. As I believe,
and
I fear of public washroom.
It's a public washroom. The hotel.
Yeah,
is a
but
washroom.
I can make peace with it. You can clean it up, and then it's like, I know I'm the only one using this for the next whatever.
Yeah.
Clean it once, and then I'm good for the week. So I don't know if that's what it is, but anyways, I'm aware that it's a common issue. But it's usually like sometimes you hear of people going to like Mexico all inclusive, and you end up the other way, and it's like, well, you got the runs.
So that has happened to me,
right? And that you can blame on the food. It's like a different diet. It's like it's something to do with the food. Anyway, we were aware of this going in. We're like, okay, well, what if the kids? So the 3-year-old ends up super constipated. That's gonna be a gross episode for people. And so we were kind of paying attention a little bit, and it was like day 1 goes by, he hasn't pooped. Day 2 goes by, he hasn't pooped. Day 3 goes by, he hasn't pooped. And now we're starting to be like, Kendall hasn't gone to the bathroom. At some point, this is gonna rear its head, and like we're gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah.
So whatever day it was, 3, 4, it starts to happen. He starts to be like, well, I gotta go poop. And so we started having to take him to the bathroom. Like, okay, let's go to the bathroom. And he gets in the can, and he can't. He's like, can't go. Which started off just because once that started, it didn't stop. Now all of a sudden it was like every 20 minutes, it was like, oh, I gotta poop. And it was just like emergency because he was having like the urge or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Run to the bathroom, can't go. It started getting so frustrating. And I know it's not his fault, but we were just getting so frustrated that we're like, just poop already. Like, I don't like being in this freaking dirty bathroom any more than you do. Anyways, couldn't go, wouldn't go, whatever. So we are in, I think it was the day we went to Universal, which would have been Tuesday. So we were 3 days in. And all day at Universal, we took him to the bathroom over and again, could not go, would not go.
Yeah.
Get in the car that night, we're driving back. So Universal's in Los Angeles, like in Hollywood, and we're staying in Anaheim. So it's an hour drive on the freeway. And so we get in the freeway.
There's no stopping on
the
freeway.
And all day he's been like, I got to go, but isn't. So at this point, we're not even taking him every time we're going. We're just like, the feeling will pass. Like we just know that he gets an urge for a minute and then it goes away. And then he's like, oh, by the time you get him to the bathroom, he's like, I don't have to go. So anyways, we're on the freeway, and now he's starting to have like a bit of a breakdown. He's in the back seat. He's like crying. He's like, whatever. And Jason's trying to calm down. She's like, we can't stop. We're on the freeway. There's literally no lane to pull over. You have to hold it. You have to hold it. And we're like, and you can hold it. You've been holding it for 3 days. Yeah. But anyways, all of a sudden the other 2 boys in the back are like, it smells like poop back here. And they're like, oh no. And he's starting to like get like the shaky jaw, like the quivery lip, like, it's like shivering. And we're like, oh my God. Jason's like, I think you're gonna have to pull over. And I was like, I can't. Yeah. Like, we'll have to wait for the next exit. We'll have to exit off the freeway. So anyways, all of a sudden the smell starts to hit us too. We're like, oh no, like we have to deal with this. So anyways, next exit, I like signal over, boom, off the, and just hit the brakes. Like I'm on the off ramp, and I'm just like over into the side of the road, whatever. Hop out, she gets out, and like, yep, it had started, and it was just like caked in his cheeks. There we are on the side of the road trying to help this kid like clean up what was
3 days,
what had been done already, and he's got to go now that the plug is out.
Yeah,
he's got to go more. Oh, the poor little bugger, just a mess on the side of the road. So anyways, we're like, okay, well, it's good that that's done. Like, yeah, he's over it now. Like, the hard stuff came out, and then he had a good healthy dump on the side of the freeway. Back to the parks, a few more days. Well, he doesn't crap again for another 3 days.
Uh-oh.
So on Friday, we go relive the entire scenario again. Now we've stopped for lunch at Disneyland, this barbecue place on Friday. And we sit down to eat and he's like, oh, I gotta poop. And I was like, I'll take him. And I just like, all my smoked meat had just sat down. I was like, I'll take him. And it's like downstairs into the bathroom, gross bathroom. I'm cleaning up. I'm like trying to wipe the seats down. I'm putting the little toilet gasket thing down. Sat him down. He's like, I don't have to go. I was like, come
You're
on,
going.
Kendall. Like, you have to try. Nope, I don't want to poop in here. Not going. Fine, upstairs. JC, like, you have any luck? Nope. Sits down for 5 seconds. Like, I got poop. And I was like, your turn. Like, I want to have a bite of my meal. This repeated itself like 8 times over lunch. I get like 2 bites in, take him downstairs, 2 bites in, take him downstairs. Wasn't happening. Finally, the last time, well, it wasn't the last time, but finally the time when something happened, I'm taking him down. He's going emergency. He's like, it's happening this time. And I go into the bathroom and I was like, about to start cleaning. He's like, I can't wait. It's coming out. And I was like, so I didn't have time to clean. Wade, I have such a phobia of public washrooms to begin with. Like every time.
Where does this phobia come from?
I don't know.
It's not that bad.
Really, it grosses me out.
Sure, but it's not that bad.
If you don't touch anything, it's not that bad. But with kids, man, like with little kids who don't know they're not supposed to touch things.
Can't you just wash your hands out? Just wash your hands out.
Yeah, but what about his shorts that are resting in other people's piss and pubes? That's freaking gross, man.
The whole world's gross.
Every time
the streets are gross and the little carts that you're in, those carts have
I know.
all that in it too.
Every time we go into the bathroom, I tell the boys, the older two at least, I was like, stand back, pee into it. Don't touch anything. That's my phrase. Stand back, pee into it. Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
Stand back. I've repeated it 1,000 times. So this time I had no choice because he's like, if I don't get him on the pot, he's gonna shit on my feet.
Yeah.
And then I got a real problem. So anyways, I had to put him on this freaking toilet, and it was just like there was piss in pubes, and I was just like, I was so gross, I was so pissed off, I was so frustrated. But at least he was like had gone a little bit, but he had crapped a little bit in shorts, but then didn't go anymore on the toilet. And I was like, now I'm gagging because this is the worst scenario. You've got whatever on your shorts and whatever on this, and there's crapping on anyway.
And didn't finish. And
didn't actually go finish. So that day we had packed, had underwear and shorts. We had packed extra underwear and shorts. By the middle of the day, we were down to one pair of underwear. He had gone through the underwear, threw those away, wore just shorts, got the shorts dirty, put the shorts in a bag, switched to the new underwear, new shorts, somehow got the shorts dirty. Down to underwear. Now the kid's walking around Disneyland in a tank top and his like boxer briefs. So I was like, well, they're boxer briefs. Like doesn't look too out of place. And then he has pees a little bit in his shirt. Like it's just like. Anyway, so that's my other Disneyland story. There was it was a tough week. He was JC's like all distraught. She's like, he's hurting. I was like, I know, but like, God, it's frustrating. And
so now what? Do you
we'd given him Dulcolax the morning of Friday because we're like, we should give him something to try to help him go.
Yeah,
thinking it would help. And like, maybe that's why lunchtime is such an emergency. Anyway, frick.
I wonder, I was just going to say, so is that the plan going forward now? Is it you get on a trip with him and you're like, oh, right, just a little dose of this each day?
I think you would have to. Yeah, I think that going forward, that would be the plan. Yep. Like, no, because once you waited, it's too late.
Yeah, then it's not an emergency. It's just give him a little bit each day.
Because I think what happened on the day we gave him the Dulcolax was it does what it does on stuff that was further up in the intestines.
Yes.
But still had a plug at the bottom.
Yeah.
So now it's like, no, I got to get this out, but I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, there's your most 300 episodes, and there's your most disgusting one.
Yeah.
Done.
You and Kendall can just take a little dose of that each morning when you wake up on family trips.
Anybody has a poo story, like hearing about poo phobia, as much as I do about public washrooms, they're gagging right now. They hung up long ago. It's over. But no, public washrooms are I don't mind going to myself because I know enough to not. Like, that's not true. I don't want to go to them. The standing urinal, no problem. I don't like going number 2 in a public washroom. Even if I clean it up, I'm like, this is gross.
Me either.
But taking kids there that don't understand, it's so bad.
I don't think anyone likes it. I don't think anybody's like, you know what? I'm going to save this.
But the 3-year-old has walked into a urinal before. He's actually grabbed the pocket of a urinal before. But he's walked in there and just bloop, grab the part of the urinal that everybody drips on.
Yeah.
And everybody's garbage falls out onto.
But then what happened? Did anything awful happen?
Yeah.
He had dirty hands. And
I gagged.
Yeah, then he washed his hands.
I'm not a gagger.
He doesn't have herpes. He doesn't end up with anything
so
wild.
Gross.
Sure, it's gross.
So
but
gross, man. It's so gross. Anyway, stand back, pee into it. Don't touch anything. Frick.
Oh man.
Okay, what
I
would
don't know
help?
how you're gonna title this.
What would help? What would help is not having any lights in the bathroom. Then you wouldn't have to see all
If
the
there
gross
was
stuff
no
that's going
lights
on.
in the bathroom, that would be better for you.
Probably.
Would it?
Or worse.
I think it'd be worse. I'd rather see it. I'd rather know the evil.
We're gonna know if people still listen to this podcast, because we'll finally get some feedback on this one. Either people be like, I was dying
Maybe they'll
laughing,
tell us
or
the
like,
story.
you guys are freaking disgusting.
Somebody's got some funny story they should tell us about it.
Okay, I've got lots of poop stories, but I'll save those for another episode. Anyway, today we're talking about lighting on a deck or yard, whatever, but just in general, outdoor and landscape lighting.
Yeah.
So kind of like the why, like what you should budget for, what types of lighting, why to do it. I guess I said that already, but it's this time of year where you start to realize the benefit if you have it, because the days are getting shorter. Unfortunately, it's September now. It feels like fall air out there. It's getting chilly in the mornings.
I'm gonna fly right in the face of what you're saying, and like, I can't wait. I hope it freezes overnight tomorrow.
Why?
Because it starts the rut for hunting. And so like, I know I want it to be really cold from the 5th to the 9th, and then it can go back up to 25 degrees.
Yeah, but even when it does that, and it often does, and it will, like I'm sure next week's probably 30 again. But it's just like, once it starts though, it's hard to believe it. It's hard to enjoy the hot days even, because you're like, yeah, you're just here for a day or two, and then it's going to be crappy again.
Real. So it does start to cool off. I was visiting with Nick, our yard guy, the other day, and I was like, he said he was like, he doesn't like summer. He's like, I don't like summer. It's too hot. He was like, he looks forward to winter. That's what he told me. So anyways.
I don't hate winter, but I really like summer. Like what I like about winter is like hockey starts, and I get to play a lot of hockey. And so there's more of my own personal activities I do, because I don't play summer sports generally. Yeah. But you do a lot of stuff like with the kids and with the family, and you're at the lake or whatever, but it's just like different. I like playing hockey too. So I look forward to that, but I'm not a winter sport guy. I don't go sledding. Not that I don't like it. I don't have one, and I don't go. Yeah. And so I just don't enjoy winter like some people do. Yeah. Like I don't take advantage of it like some people do.
Yeah. So
I am going to ice fish this year though. I decided. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Going to try it. Never been.
What?
Nope. My father-in-law really wants to go, and so we actually bought him an ice fishing rod and some tackle for his birthday, and then on Christmas, he doesn't listen to this, so this is okay. But I think we're going to get him a shack for his for Christmas, just like a little tent
a
style
little pop-up one.
Yeah, and so he'll be ready to go, and then he'll need a friend. So
yeah, somebody to watch
me.
Somebody to watch him. Yeah. When the fall starts to happen and the days get a little bit shorter, I think that's a little more regional for us, obviously, up in Canada. But as you get further down the south, their days are like pretty similar, and so this can apply all the time for them. But
totally.
For us, it's topical now because it's starting to be dark at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
8 o'clock.
in summer it's bright out till 10.
Yeah, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. In the middle of June 21st is like, it's light until 10:30 at night. It's wild. So, okay, why would you do lights?
Well, I personally love it for the aesthetic reasons. I understand there's a safety thing we'll talk about as well, but for me, it's just like nothing beats the ambiance of a well-lit space. So we recently built an addition to our showroom, added on, I don't know what it was, 250 square foot showroom, maybe 10 by 25-ish, as a lighting display room, essentially. Yeah. And so we added all sorts of we built like some retaining walls in there and some fake trees and plants and some stairs and some hardscape and some turf and everything, kind of made it like this backyard space, and then added all sorts of fixtures from Inlight, which is a brand of lights, a good partner of ours. They provided all the lights for us. And so we added all these different types of fixtures, and the purpose of it was to be able to give this like controllable lighting area. So we can pull the curtain, cut out the daylight, so you can actually see what this lighting looks like if it were to be in your backyard at night. Yeah. And it's my favorite spot in the whole building now.
It's nice.
You pull that curtain with those lights on, it's just like I don't know what it is, but humans just like to be in like low lit, but like intentionally lit, artistically lit spaces. It's so good.
It works so great. So today we had a contractor come in and he's working on his backyard right now. And he was just like, man, I'm doing they built a house last year and now they're kind of working on their yard. And he was just like, this room is great. It's like, it's such a good vibe. I was like, it's because it has lighting in it.
Right.
I was like, your backyard can give you this vibe. You just have to put lighting in it, but nobody does. Because it's so expensive. Like, it's not so expensive, but it's like, it's an expense that's outside of what people normally think about.
They don't budget for it.
Right.
If that room was just like fully lit up with fluorescent lights and a window inside, who cares what's in there?
Right.
Like it's some turf and some deck stairs and some hardscaping and a desk.
Yeah.
It's whatever. But the lighting just makes it a room that everybody wants to be in.
Yeah.
Like people, the sales staff are going to fight over who gets to sit in there because we put a little desk, like a consultation desk in there and stuff too. And I dig it. I dig just like going in there and just working in there because it's just like such a peaceful, calm vibe. And your backyard can be like that. As soon as the sun goes down, you get to control the type and the color and the brightness and the ambience and whatever with your own lighting setup in your backyard. And it doesn't just have to mean sticking some lights in the stairs. Lighting nowadays can be as extravagant as you want it to be. And you can light up whatever you like. I know when we were doing some of those fixtures, one of our new general manager here, she wasn't as familiar with the InLight brand of lights. And she's like, she didn't like the idea of the color changing ones. So, InLight released color changing ones. I don't know if it was last year or something, because they typically were always just like either a cool or warm light. Now they have the color changing ones, and she's like, those are so corny. I like, those are terrible. You shouldn't even put those up. And then we put them up, and it's like, those are the coolest lights in there because you can change color to whatever you want. If it's game day and you want to put on Rough Rider green in the backyard, then put on Rough Rider green. If it's Blue Jays day and you want to put on the blue lights, put on the blue lights. But it just gives a different vibe to it in there completely than just having the warm light. But also, on the back wall, we put some Ace up downs. Yeah. And those give you cool light shapes and effects, right? Like they shoot like a triangle up the wall. So it's not just like glowing area. You can create lines and shapes and whatever with your light beams. Yeah. And create super cool patterns. I can't remember who it was. Somebody recently on Instagram did that with like a whole bunch of up downs, and they installed them like on this privacy wall, and there was a bunch of them. And so it created like this whole wall of like diamond shaped light patterns. And it looks so cool and so artistic. And all it is a bunch of
just lights,
measured out lights.
Yeah.
But they create the pattern, which is like, wow, that looks incredible. It's like, it's just lights.
Yep.
So cool. So you always tell people, because some people don't budget for it, and it's like, how much should I budget for it? It's like, well, I don't know, 10% of your project, maybe a budget for lights. They're like, that's a lot. And you always suggest, like, you know what? Then if you don't have the room in your budget for it, then scale back the line of composite you're using. You're shopping for a board that costs $6 linear foot. Yeah. Go to the one that costs $4.50 and put that savings into the lighting, because when you have people over, nobody comes over and is like, oh my God, this looks much nicer than the $4.50 linear foot stuff that my neighbor put on. This is so nice, this composite decking. But what they do say is like, oh, wow, like this backyard is lit.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Well done.
Right? Everybody notices the lighting.
Always. They always notice it. I think we should try a different technique. I'm not successful at that, but I believe it. I truly
don't downsell the decking, just add the lighting.
Yeah, just add the decking. But it's not like the downsell the decking is turning into a whole bunch of light sales for me.
No, but what you're saying is like if it's not an option, if you're spending 10 and spending 11 is not an option, then continue to spend 10 and just like find the room in the budget elsewhere.
Right. Yeah.
Switch the glass railing to picket railing and do the lights or something.
Yeah. It just looks so much better. It creates a space that is just like, it's unbelievable.
And you don't have to go like there's no a way around the fact that InLight specifically is a premium light brand. This is not for everybody. Like, you don't have to spend $1,000 or $1,500 worth of lights on your deck. You can spend $300.
Yeah.
It all depends on what you want to do. If you have the budget, InLight is a premium product for a premium backyard for somebody who has budget to spend extra. There's some people, like there's a project going on right now that's spending $40,000 on lights in their backyard.
Yep.
Like they have money. They're not worried about it, right? They want the best of the best, and that is InLight.
Right.
If you want to just put a few lights in a deck just to create a little bit of ambiance, and you could use like Regal Railing has LED light strips you can put in the railing for like, call it $10, $15 linear foot on your railing. So it might cost you a couple $100. But it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. It's not, it doesn't have to be all or nothing either. Just put some light on the deck. That's what I always tell everybody. And it's just like, just give me $1,500 and let me do it.
Yeah.
Right. And just allow me to spend that on your deck. And it's like, I'll put a couple of Ace up downs on the front of the deck, and I'll put some lights in the stairs, and then you'll come to the house and it'll be great. You'll be like, oh, this is so fantastic.
And some of them are expandable. You don't have to do it all now.
That's right.
Get the transformer installed and install a few lights in the stairs today, but plan to that you want to uplight some trees later on when the budget's there. run the cable and have it ready to go. And that way, when you want to add the fixtures later, it's a 5-minute thing.
Or even maybe you want to wait until the trees grow a bit.
Sure.
Right? Like it might take a couple years for your yard to mature properly.
Totally.
And then do it.
Yeah.
But put the kit in now. Put the wire in now.
Yeah.
So,
and we talk about safety a little bit as well, because not only is, I think that there's some applications, not some, in building code, and I can't reference where exactly, but you have to have some lighting outside. This can be a porch light. I'm not saying it has to be deck lighting or landscape lighting. But in the code somewhere, I can't remember what the rule is, but it's around like a door where there's stairs or something like that. You have to have, it has to be lit. And usually a porch light will provide that. But in addition to that, sometimes your stairs aren't within range of the porch light. They're somewhere else. And even just adding a little, like the stair buttons, little tiny lights in the stairs, usually like 1-inch little light or something like that, can give a huge safety factor as well. Because if it's a very dark backyard, which most are, you don't usually have a street lamp in your backyard.
That's right. Yeah.
Just having a light on each step or on each riser to show you where the steps are when you're in and out at night, heading out to the fire or to the garage or whatever, can be a major safety benefit as well, especially if your eyesight's not the greatest, or you have elderly people around, or even kids. Like nobody wants to trip and fall down the stairs or up the stairs. So And then the final thing we were going to talk about was whether to go. There's always the should I not do solar versus low voltage LED lights. And many people want to go solar because they're like, it's easier. I know I just have to like hang that on something, or like put a screw in and hang a light on it.
And they think it's greener, right?
Sure. Yeah. It doesn't use electricity. And I guess that's part of it. I never really thought about that angle, but these low voltage lights use so little electricity. That it's like,
little.
Like it's not a huge environmental impact anyway, but then you're coming down to like install complexity and reliability. So install complexity, depending on the system, like even running low voltage lights, it's like you don't need an electrician. You're not going to shock yourself or hurt yourself running low voltage lighting. Most of these systems will plug in just to an external outlet. You don't need to run a new breaker off your box or anything. Yeah. You just plug it into an outlet outside, and then you run all your lighting, and it's at that point forward, it's all low voltage. You can lick the wire if you want. It's not going to do anything to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's hard to screw up. Impossible to hurt yourself. Run your lights easy enough. The inlight system is one I really love because it doesn't require any like moretting cables together or worrying about polarity. They have these little tiny connectors, these little quick connectors that bite into the cable anywhere you want to put the light. Yeah. So you just run cable loosely to whatever you kind of roughly want to put the lights, and then the lights themselves bite into the cable wherever you need them to. And you can put 6 lights on it. You can put 100 lights on it. You can put some of them 500 lights on it. If you want.
So many.
Like so expandable.
Yeah, my preference is always low voltage lights on this. I've just heard so many stories about, so there are some solar lights that I do like, right? There's a company out of Florida called LMT that makes some solar lights, and I believe that those lights are great. I've seen them.
Totally different qualities.
They're fantastic, right? And they look great, and they last, and they are good light. But man, I just hear so many stories about people buying solar lights, and they just hemorrhage cash into them every 5 years, and it's like you think you're doing something better, but if you think about the amount of waste and stuff you've thrown away and time you've wasted and money you've wasted, it's like you should have just went with low voltage right off the bat. Yeah. And it would have saved you in the end.
Totally.
So,
I mean, the issue with solar lighting a lot of times is they have a battery in them. And so that battery is obviously not a forever thing. You got to replace the batteries in them. Yeah. But also if you're in a climate like ours, those batteries can freeze up over winter. So if you're not being diligent of taking them inside, sometimes the batteries will die over winter. Sometimes they're fine. But more than anything, it's the reliability of the light. So I know I've got a few solar lights in my backyard and I bought them from Costco. They're like on the trellis in my backyard. I've got like 4 of them on each side of the post. Mm-hmm. The problem is the ones that are facing south charge more because they're facing south. Yes. You get the direct sunlight. Yep. But they also come on later because they're on the bright side of the post. And so when night comes, there's this period of time where the lights are just kind of like flickering, kind of half on, half off. Some of them are on, so 3 of the 4 are on, the 4th one doesn't come on. Then they finally all come on, but these ones die by midnight and these ones stay on until 4 a.m. or whatever. And it's just like, they're not reliable. Yeah. Even when they're functioning properly, they're not like a good, consistent quality light. Yeah. If they're all on, then great. They provide a great vibe and ambience.
45 minutes that it's just like,
right. But if you don't want to deal with that, then just get some hardwired lights with a good controller that you can control your time settings on. You can control it with your phone or whatever. And it's like when you want the lights on, they're on, all consistently, same brightness.
Just works.
They all look the same. There's no
Yeah.
flickering, no whatever. It's just like, so it's a much more reliable way if you're not scared of running a little, and don't be scared of running a little bit of cable and plugging some lights in. Low voltage is the way to go.
Yeah, it's certainly not complicated or dangerous. That's the other thing. People are like, "Well, what if I burn my house down?" It's like, you won't. You not with low voltage. You're not burning your house
It's
down.
literally safer than plugging your toaster in.
Yep.
No harder, much safer.
Yep.
So
That's right.
Not much to worry about. So if it's in your budget, not if. You should put lights
If it's not
in your budget.
or you haven't thought about it, just give it just do it. Put $1,000 in there for the deck and be like, just start with that.
And I don't care what kind of project it is.
You'll get more compliments on $1,000 worth of lights than you would on $5,000 worth of composites.
Totally. There's
Right.
some composites that are like, will catch some eyes.
Yeah.
You want to spend a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But a little bit of money at lighting catches
All
lots
of
of
the
eyes.
eyes.
All of the eyes.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, whether it's a deck, a fence, a pergola, a patio, landscaping, a garden bed, whatever it is, lighting works for all those applications.
All of it. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never walked into a backyard that had some lighting and like, that wasn't really well done. Like
Gross.
it's really hard to screw up.
I hate it.
Add a
back
little bit
here.
of lights. The only thing that sucks sometimes is when you put in like riser lights that are too bright and they're shining right at your face.
Sure.
And like you're sitting on the fire and the stairs are pointed towards you and you're like, that's kind of crappy.
Yeah.
But like, so you might have to plan that out a little bit, make sure you have the right fixtures. I know that like InLight, they're very aware of all their fixtures and how much light each fixture puts out. And they're like, ours aren't overly bright in the stairs for that reason.
Yeah, that's right.
But they've also got other fixtures like the Puck 22s that
So
have a shield
good.
on it. So they don't shine at you. They shine around.
Yeah.
You know what? When those first came out, I couldn't get it out of my head. They look like googly eyes, like from a stuffed animal.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, those are googly eyes. And then they turned out, after I got used to it, turned out to be one of, if not my favorite fixture from them.
Totally.
They're super slick looking.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Yeah.
So
I like the Hyde 180s the most, but those Puck lights are
the hides are cool too.
Puck 22s.
They
So
look
good.
sharp.
They go anywhere.
Anyway, so leave some room in the budget, add some room to the budget, whatever you got to do, add some lighting, or at least make sure you build your project with future lighting in mind. If it's not ready today, you can do it in the future. Just make sure that you can do it.
Yeah.
One caveat,
worth
if the
doing.
deck is super low to the ground
Do it
and you
now.
can't get underneath it, at least you got to run on the cables and prep for it now. Don't think you can do it later. So sometimes you have to plan ahead, but lighting's going to make a huge difference on your deck. See you next week, everybody. Thanks for the chat.